Today we are here at Gore Galore looking for monsters like this one.
So we're gonna show you the shit. I'm gonna take you to the monster silo.
The what?
Monster
the monster silo? Kevin has a naked man in his silo.
A big naked man. A really big one.
What's going on, everybody? We are back here at the Gore Galore factory here in Cynthiana, Indiana. We've got Kevin Alvey here. He is the owner, operator, entrepreneur, and evil genius here at Gore Galore. What's going on, Kevin?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
So if you've seen our first video here at Gore Galore, we were here, but it was getting a little bit late in the summer and they'd already wrapped up a lot of their jobs for the season. We still got to get some really great looks into some of the mold making and a lot of really cool stuff that they do here, but now they've got a few more monsters for us to look at. So Kevin's gonna go a little bit more in detail with us about how they work, show us some monsters in action, and whatever else you've got out here in the open for us.
What? Anything we can find?
Anything we can find.
So the first thing I want to show you, because we've never taken, I think we've done a tour of these in the past, but I'm gonna take you to the monster silo.
The what?
Monster
the monster silo?
The monster silo.
What is the monster silo?
I have an old corn crib, and it just is filled with 15-foot giant puppets
Uh-oh.
from the old days,
Big puppets.
Ah, big puppet.
Big puppets.
I'm excited.
and some other corpses and things. So we're gonna go look out there.
This is just a normal
Right.
day, right? We're gonna go look at corpses in a silo.
This thing's
Yeah.
Out in
normal
the middle.
people having their
Corpses
silos.
and giant monsters in a silo.
All right.
Everybody has
Let's
one.
go. Let's go.
Let's walk.
Oh, what's
I was
here?
talking about these anyway. Mm-hmm. Some big honkers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there's our honkers here.
I've seen him
Can I
scare us
wanna boop
before.
it.
You gonna boop honkers?
Gotta boop.
Boop honkers.
I won't boop him when he's actually working though, because he's too
You
scary.
won't, you're not gonna boop.
Not when he's alive, like no.
Don't worry, he'll boop you back.
Right, exactly. Guys, I'm pretty sure Kevin's bringing us out here to kill us.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
As long as it's not a spider, I am good.
Oh, a lot more, even more spiders, but
Oh no!
oh crap. There's still some cool stuff in here, but an animal has gotten in here and really done some
Decided to-
work.
Holy
Now,
crap.
normally these aren't just laying down right here. I haven't been in here in a while, but look, something has been messing with stuff. But this is, love the echo.
Yeah.
This is the original giant puppet. This is Spooky Ernie.
Spooky Ernie.
So he is 27, 28 years old.
Oh, wow.
So he was made a long time ago. And you can see he's got 2x4s in his joints. So he's 75 pounds. So 15 foot tall, 75 pound naked old man that would chase you around a haunted house.
I would definitely run.
Like, chase you around. And then we set him up on a cable so that the cable would kind of support his weight.
Oh.
And you would just chase people down the path.
Nice.
Freaking cool.
Ooh, it's 15 foot.
Can you bring one of those back so we can see them in a
We gotta-
hot?
No, my back. I'm gonna keep my back.
Right.
Because I noticed that it looks like you do wear that. on
Yeah,
your
and that is,
back.
those are, same thing for this one. This is Cranky. And so we did a big robot the same way. This was before Gore Galore. This was before even a thought of Gore Galore ever occurred.
Oh wow.
So that's how old these two are. And then this one back
Oh
here.
my gosh.
This is Giggles the Clown.
Cool.
And this is Zang the Destroyer.
Oh man.
Wow.
So, and all of this stuff looks like it's pretty messed up, but it'd take one day and I could have these all back in operational working order. It really wouldn't be a big deal.
Nice.
Wow.
So those guys are cool. And then you've got the 3 corpses back there.
The corpses.
And I have to show you those because this is the first one. This is the first corpse I ever made. Do you remember the corpse kit? We used to sell the corpse kit and we did an online thing. People buy that whole system. So this is what I used. These were what I used to make those videos and to do those how-tos. So this is the one. And the cool thing about these is I had met a mortician and she said that these looked exactly like a 3-year-old exhumed corpse. She said, this is what they look like. She's like, I could travel with this and explain to people that this is what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
Mortician approved.
It does
corpse
look
kit.
Mortician approved
real,
corpses.
like very real.
And then this one's got his intestines
Oh, yeah.
hanging out. He's hanging on to him.
Mm-hmm.
He likes his intestines.
He just doesn't want to let go.
Nope.
This is really cool.
Gross.
I love this.
These are,
Oh.
that was what that's steel-toed boots. And then these were my size. But this is how we controlled the feet on the
It'd
big
stay
giants.
attached to your foot, yeah.
That's how
I can see the brackets on them down there now.
that's how we would drive them.
Oh, wow.
You just step and they'd walk with you.
Very nice.
Pretty
So
neat.
cool.
Well, thanks for showing us the silo.
Yeah.
All right, well, we went to the silo and got to check that out. But we're doing an order of quite a few honkers for one client. So we'll show you a little bit of casting, how they're done. But here's 3 of them cast. No armature yet, just cast. And so now they're out here. We're gonna get the 4th one out here, and then we'll wash all these and then get ready to put the armatures in. And after we get the armatures in, then we're gonna paint them and then assemble them, do all their electronics, and then test them, make sure everything works, and then pack them up and ship them off. So, ta-da, honkers.
But once you get one of these started, how long does it take to go from molded to out the door?
Cast and out the door.
Casting it out the door, right?
Well, I mean, if we weren't doing 4 of them, and it was the only thing we were working on, and we had all the different departments operating at the same time, probably about a week.
About a week?
Yeah.
So this would be a glimpse at kind of step 1 of the process, would you say? Or
Yeah,
kind of the end of
or-
step 1?
End of step 1.
Do you have any that are in the process of getting put together with armatures now, or somewhere ballpark of that?
On these, no. About the best thing that's kind of armature loaded and not quite finished and no electronics and everything is our Pestilence.
Pestilence.
And we actually have a Pestilence hanging that I just put together yesterday.
Let's go look at
Yeah.
Pestilence.
So let's go look. All right, now this is Pestilence. Now Pestilence is not done, and in actuality, nothing that we're even showing is done except for one thing later. But this is Pestilence. This is a grabber. This is an actor-operated system. Mikey Rotella sculpted this for us. Like literally, he contacted me, and if anybody does or doesn't know Mikey works on a lot of movies. He's worked with Distortions. He's worked with, I mean, he worked on The Thing. The list is on and on and on. But he literally called me and was like, hey, can I come in and work for you for a week? I got something I really think you'll like, and I really want to do this for you.
No man.
So literally, it just was like, just called me, and like, we came in and did the project together. It was a blast.
So what makes this a grabber versus one of your other product lines?
Oh, well, I can show you. That's the thing.
right.
But Pestilence is a big bug.
He's
But
a big
the
bug.
idea of calling it a grabber is because it can.
Oh.
So it can grab you.
It can
Oh,
literally grab you.
So that's the
What
idea.
happens when he grabs you?
I don't think I want to
You don't
find
want to be
out.
bit?
Oh, God.
He can reach really far.
But yeah, sorry, no electronics right now, no fabric. This is, the neat thing is, this is just the build. So like all the build is done, the electronics come next, and then after all that stuff is tested and everything operates correctly, then then the fabric work happens, and then we'll cover everything up and detail and hide all the joints and, do it. There's a, bolt so that everything's component and can come apart and easily ship for us and easily unpack and put together for the client.
There you go.
So that's the idea. Nice resin, green eyes, and like I said, component. Everything
He
comes
just
apart.
ripped his antenna out. Ouch!
No wonder why he's pissed.
Right?
That wouldn't be the only reason. I put my hands everywhere on him.
You're right.
So mandible, there's a little air cylinder that drives those, so they move. The arms unbolt. And it's hanged by a chain, and the customer needs to hide the chain. If you spray paint it black, it just flakes off. So the best thing to do is just put fabric over it, and then so it disappears. Pestilence.
Pestilence.
But I like grabbers. This is one of the puppet stuff I'll never not love.
Right.
But I just love the fluidity and the motion, because you get them walking and these outside arms, that secondary motion of how they wiggle.
Yeah.
Like
It's very
flex
realistic.
I mean, that's scary.
It's definitely scary and it's daylight. Like, it's bright in here. Imagine the stuff coming at you in the dark.
That's the idea.
How was that?
Lindsay
How was
ran,
that sound
like,
again, Kevin?
She just,
He's hiding from the monsters.
his son got Tyler now.
So this is the elemental dragon, and the elemental dragon is fire, water, air. So usually we do some in red, we'll do them in green, we'll do them in blue, ice, water, that kind of thing. So we kind of play around with it. This is for a client that is using it in a mini golf, and they wanted a green gold. So this does not look green, it looks yellow. But you've got to, with a lot of these colors, you have to start high and go low. So we started with a real bright yellow, and then eventually it'll get a real dark green wash that'll then pull everything down. And then we'll pick out these and base them out in kind of a different grungy yellow, and then dry brush them with gold. So they will look gold, and then it'll all just blend. So it'll be gold here and gold, gold, gold. The whole nose may be gold, tip out in gold. So it's just, it looks really strange, and that's what's so fun about it, is sometimes it just looks wrong. And you know it looks wrong, but you also know there's 3 more steps. So this is just step number 2. The first step was to paint it white, because if anybody knows, yellow is made from a clear base. It's not a solid base, it's a clear base. So if this had a mark right here, and you were to spray it yellow, you would see the marker mark right through it. So you've got to paint it a solid light color, just like you do with fluorescent colors. You paint everything white first, and then you apply your fluorescence. Same thing.
Interesting. Stuff you just would not know walking
Without
past
Kevin,
him and looking at it
we
without.
wouldn't know without Kevin.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. So we've definitely talked about the big animatronics, but we also do small ones. So we've got one here. We got our, what we call the wharf rat, and if we want, we can even set him up.
Yes.
Yes. Hard yes.
Is that a good one?
Yep, let's set it up.
So I mean, it's finished and ready to go to the customer. So all we can do is hang it and plug it in.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to see this in action?
Let's see him in action.
Okay, here's the wharf rat in action. Anybody can run.
Look out!
How far is this gonna go? Whoa, okay. So mad. I love it.
This guy right here, he is brand new here for this season. What are we looking at here, Kevin?
This is the night flyer. It's like how many sculpts we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got hands, skeletal head, a long kind of crazy neck and weird body. It was just kind of just a weird thing that we just developed. I had watched Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows, and in it is the story of the 3 brothers. And in the 3 brothers, they meet death. And just the art was just so inspirational in that moment, because it was like shadow puppetry, but on a whole new level of stop motion shadow puppetry. But it was the shape, it was the shape of death, and the way his neck moved, and just the structure and the look. And we just kind of just kind of riffed off of that. I mean, it doesn't even look anything like that. But long, everything's elongated, and you know, even the bones are elongated. Even though this thing even has a Giger-esque feel to it, even though it has nothing to do with Giger at all. It's just all of the lines are all moving in the same direction. So it still has that alien vibe. It is not an animatronic, and that's the thing that makes it so different than what Gore Galore is known for. We are known for animatronics and actor-driven product. I'm just doing things that I think are unique. And that's one. It moves like an animatronic because it has a flow and it uses a lot of secondary motion, and it has just a lot of just swinging and, you know, that kind of thing. So it's still a puppet, but it's an animated puppet. So welcome, Night Flyer. Okay, so I remember last time that I showed you that you just had a room that was just naked, but I talked about that it was going to be a sewing room. And we were just, you know, it was just raw and not finished. Well, it's an operational space now. So it's Karloff's Creations. I don't know if you can even see that in the camera. Yeah. And that's my wife's kind of thing under the Gore Galore umbrella, because she does all this other sewing. Okay. So now we kind of have it semi-finished.
Oh, there's a nice sign in there.
Which I thought that would be good to see, with it being kind of dark. Never trust the living. This is where the giant costumes are made. This is where she does a lot of her other sewing, the things that we sell, purses and stuff, whatever, at the show. But this is where all the costumes are created. And then that's what Natalie does, is she sews. So pretty serious sewing machines, and a lot of them. She does embroidery. And the only thing I haven't done yet is we got a poster to put up in here. And then we're also, at some point, if we ever have any free time, we're gonna do a paper mache sandworm.
Oh man.
And I don't know if it'll go in this corner or that corner, but I you know, Beetlejuice theme, gotta have a sandworm.
Absolutely.
This is just for our own little fun, kind of thing. So when we cast things, and we mainly use fiberglass molds, we use two kinds of foam. We use a self-skinning foam, and we use a backer foam. So the self-skinning is what's white, and that's what picks up the detail of the mold. And then the gray foam, which isn't even going to be gray anymore, we're getting rid of the pigment. But so then we just end up calling it a backer foam. And all it does is just provide a nice skin to kind of keep it stiff, and then not be as expensive as the white foam, because this white foam is insane. So that's what we're doing. Self-skinning foam and then a backer foam.
And then when you pull the foam out of the mold, it ends up looking something like honkers out there on the ground.
Yep, that's whatever it is. That's what we do. Just pull it out of the mold, and then you're ready to go. Oh, some big eyes.
Yes.
Big eyes. Those are eyeballs?
Those are honker eyeballs.
Honker eyeballs.
So they're rather large. But yeah, we cast such a pretty color. But we cast a lot of resin. A lot of our eyes are just cast in silicone molds. But yeah, so these are like over pours. When you mix up a batch and you've got any left, you just pour them in the other molds.
There you go.
So these are probably Pestilence, and some of these are like wolf eyes or Pestilence eyes, and these other ones are just overflows. Well, we like Aliens was an inspiration, and I really liked Aliens. And we've done like vines and pods and, you know, spider things and all that kind of stuff. So we did egg pod, and these are not new. We've done these for a long time, but we're doing them a little bit different so that they last much longer. And the cool thing about these is I designed it in such a way and then sculpted it in such a way that we can split these on 4 sides and then open them up, and then I can install something that I can do an animation where something pops out of it. So we've got a maggot that is made for this, and then do a maggot pops up out of it. But that's one egg, and then there's another little egg behind you hanging from a rope. And then we even took that egg, cut one in half, or cut it in half, and then split the other side and made a football out of it.
A football. Nice.
So we've got a football that we've got in the fab shop that we throw around once in a while that's made out of one of those.
Nice.
So I like eggs. It's Mr. Eggman. John Waters reference.
I am your Eggman, and there ain't a better one in town. Oh, Mr. Eggman.
How else do you figure out things other than just trying stuff, right? So we were trying to figure out how to make some really nice pumpkin-y guts. And so this is pigmented silicone with pumpkin seeds. And I don't really like how it turned out and how much time it took to do it. I scrapped it and said, no, thank you. That's just cheesecloth. Put a little paint, a little oil paint into your silicone, and that'll mix into your silicone, and then you can use that to color it. And then the pumpkin seeds won't stick unless you basically like really rub them into the silicone, and then you can stick it and then rub a little silicone over it. But you know, we didn't use it. We didn't use the concept. So, you know, at least somebody knowing how to do it might need to use that for something, because this would really work well for costuming. All right, we do a lot more than just gore at Gore Galore. So we also do mushrooms. Don't ask me. I didn't come up with the idea. Yeah, I did. So I'm to blame. You know, you do a lot of theming stuff too, and scenic elements, and I just thought big mushrooms would be really neat. Our last 2 years ago, we did a package that had a Quetzalcoatl, so like that type of dragon, and then we did a whole bunch. Did a gnome, a naked butt gnome. I know.
I spanked it.
She liked that.
Got the naked butt gnome.
Nora liked the naked butt gnome.
I did.
Gnome with knives. And we did a lot of things that were just kind of like that, just fun. And we did the mushrooms. So, and we've been painting them kind of UV, but I like playing with the lighting patterns, because you can set them to jump and strobe and flash and all the kind of thing. You can even, if you've got a good quality strobe, you can set your black light to strobe and kind of play with it.
Kind of separate the lighting on top from the lighting on the bottom.
Yeah, it really helps set it off. So there's flash, and then you can speed it up, which is what I really
Lord.
love
Wow.
with that. And that really sets people off, and that really freaks the camera out too.
You right?
I think the fade's kind of the one that everybody kind of hits on though. That's jumping through all the colors, and you can slow it down. You know, just it makes the light appear to move. We spent the whole day building corpses or cadavers.
As one does.
So when you're a monster factory or a Gore Galore, you make gore. That is our name. Mm-hmm. So we built some nasty bodies, and then a lot of these others are just part of what we call a Slaughterhouse package. So you've got a barrel topper, and barrel. The cool thing is Gore Galore. We actually developed the word barrel toppers and gore piles. So, you know, we actually got to coin that term. Nobody ever used it before. I even own the URL. So use a barrel topper, that's intestines, and then you've got hands and feet. And these are what we call bucket toppers, the little ones.
You know, I see a bucket back here, that kind of bucket.
Yeah, I mean, you can put them in buckets or 5-gallon buckets. They fit right, like you have a lid on it, it fits in the lid. So you can still keep the bucket closed and then have that on it as a detail, and you can open up and still use the bucket. Skull and bone, or just a bone barrel topper, what we call it. And then here's it's hard to tell, but this is a bucket of ears.
Gross.
Bucket of ears.
Bucket of ears. And the funny thing is, when we were developing it, you would say, oh, it's a bucket of ears, and then you would just go, what?
Bucket of ears, yeah. Uh-huh.
So the original, what we were going to call it is bucket of, huh?
Bucket of...
Because you can't hear anything because all your ears are here. Mm-hmm. We got your ears. Mm-hmm.
That's a gross one.
It is. I like that one. A little brain.
Oh, wow.
Everybody needs a little brain. And then we use rope in it. Huh. And then coat it in foam.
Nice.
And that gives it a little spine.
Little brain stem action
brain.
there.
And goring up feet, you know, we did a little foot and just kind of gored it up.
Ew.
And that's what we're known for. You know, we kind of just create stuff as we go, and that's what a lot of vendors do. They just take a single piece and then make more of it. So this is actually the same body. We just do different things to make it look different.
Huh.
So this is shredded corpse, and that's gnarly Natalie. And then our little bucket that we made today.
Oh man.
Just have a little severed head in it, and then it just spills out. It just looks nasty.
Ugh.
Bolt it on, smash it up.
There you go.
Yeehaw.
Have an warm.
They haven't been trimmed or anything yet, but that's the next step tomorrow is getting them ready for paint.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think I need some intestines.
Oh yeah, I just love some intestines.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, that concludes our tour of the Gore Galore shop here. Kevin, where can folks find more about Gore Galore?
Well, you could go to gore-galore.com or Instagram, or you can go to TikTok. You can see our videos that have millions of likes and we got 200,000 followers.
Even more of the monsters.
More. Yeah, there's a lot of little short snippets, fun little videos there. YouTube.
You can watch
Gore
our
Galore
videos
13.
here on the channel. We've got all kinds of haunt videos. They're packed full of Gore Galore props. We get scared out of us going through these things. And speaking of getting scared by them, if you've been scared by a Gore Galore prop, I want you to comment below which haunt it was and when. Tell us your story. We love hearing from you guys. Make sure you stick around for more factory tours. Subscribe. We've been out to Distortions out in Colorado, and we got a bunch of other places coming up here just like this. It's going to be a really great year. You're not going to want to miss a single one of them. And for extra content, make sure you sign up and become a member here on the Scare Factor channel. When you do that, you'll get even more exclusive content that you won't see anywhere else. We'll see you over there and in the next video. Until then, stay scary.
Kevin needs to eat.
You get a little
Peckish?
little peckish. Well,
Oh, wait a minute. Hi.
whoa. Oh God, he's coming after. Look out, Laura.
I forgot that was there too. I wasn't even thinking about.
I can't, look.
What? What do you want to see?
Zooming in.
A little macro shot there.
Thinking about you.
Yeah, huh?
Do not comment below what that is.